please welcome to the stage, Mike Zakarian.
Let's go. What's going on, everybody? Matty Harrison says I got 3 live trade deadline shows going concurrently, and I hope they're all this one, right? Whether you're watching over on the NBA Bit channel, the Elite Fantasy Hoops channel, over on X, we're firing on all cylinders. We are the only outlet doing trade deadline show. ESPN's not doing one. Bill Simmons isn't doing one. The Athletic's not doing one. No, just us. Badge Bros, we're the only ones doing it. So it's a pretty unique opportunity for us here. Appreciate everybody tuning in and hanging out. We are going to be breaking down everything. We just got some more trade stuff. But before we do that, hey, thank you guys. This is 4 years. 4 years. This is the 4th year we've been doing this. So that's a fun little, nice that the birthday anniversary fell on a trade deadline special. Very exciting stuff. If it's your first time joining us, listen, the first day is just as good as the 4th year. You know what I'm saying? So like the stream, subscribe to the channel. Also, you know what? Because in the honor of birthing and birthdays, let's give away some stuff here. Yeah, 6 seasons in a movie. We'll give away, I don't know what it's going to be yet, but we'll give something away. If you want to qualify for this, all you have to do, you have to like the stream, you have to subscribe to the channel, and then you have to put hashtag deadline into the chat there for the NBA trade deadline. But let's get started with the most recent stuff, shall we? We'll get started with the most recent stuff. I'm sure everybody's consumed a bunch of emergency pods for the Jimmy Butler stuff. We'll absolutely talk about that. We'll talk about my son, my child. What's happening to my boy? Mark Williams, who's been on the move. But what I think is like a pretty big deal that just went down in Cav Nation, in the Cleveland Cavalier, DeAndre Hunter, which I don't listen. We called this shot a couple of times over the last few weeks, or the last week specifically, that I thought the 6th man of the year was going to be going not from Atlanta, but to Cleveland. And you see it right there. Cavs get DeAndre Hunter. The Hawks get Karis LeVert, Georges Niang, 3 second rounds and 2 pick swaps. I thought this was pretty sharp for both squads here. Atlanta is in a weird spot, I would say, because we know they don't have their first round pick, right? So to let go of someone who was arguably their second best player that they have healthy on the roster right now, to give away that kind of player as they're coming here down the stretch and like trying not to have a lottery pick, right? I do think it's a little dicey. Now, getting Karis LeVert back, I think, can impact winning right now. Karis is a good player, I think, but on the Cleveland side of things, when they start thinking forward to the playoff run here, and I know like there's some Celtics fans I follow who weren't as shiny on the deal. They don't think it's that big of a deal for Cleveland to get somebody like this. I don't know if you guys have been watching a lot of Cavs basketball lately, but when they are without Isaac Okoro, when they were without Dean Wade, their defense took a real hit. Like, yes, they have the twin towers of Jared Allen and Evan Mobley, never forget, but they didn't really have anybody that could attack wings. They didn't really have some solid on-ball defending. So we saw guards like Maxey. We've seen Tatum and Brown light up the Cavs. So I think to get somebody like DeAndre Hunter, who we know now might be a little bit more of an outlier this season, but we know can knock down the outside shot and also defend. I mean, Hunter truly has been putting up six-man of the year numbers. I know Peyton Pritchard was off to the hot start. You've heard me talk about my guy, Santi Aldama. But DeAndre Hunter here this season, through 37 games, has been averaging 19 points, 4 boards, and a dime and a half per game, shooting 46% from the field, just under 40% from three. I think this is a pretty good pickup here from Cleveland. Weisberg just putting a lot. I said, I think the interesting thing is the Cavs chose Hunter over potentially Cam Johnson. I think what we are learning this deadline over the last couple of weeks, right? Everybody's been like, Cam Johnson, where's he going? When is he going? It sounds like Cam Johnson is actually not going. It sounds like the going rate might be a little too expensive, and this is what Cleveland was willing to part with. I think it's a pretty good addition for a team that's trying to, get out of the Eastern Conference Finals and looking ahead at the playoffs, going against guys like Tatum and Jaylen Brown. To have another wing like that, I think is pretty important for him. So I think that's a pretty good snag there, I would say. A pretty good snag by the Cleveland Cavs. I think it makes them a lot better. I do think it makes them a lot better. Let's look at some other deals that went down today. So we had another very spicy one, And I think what will be interesting, is this a move before the move, or is this just to get Yusuf Nurkic out the way? So the Hornets getting involved again for the second time this week. Hornets get Yusuf Nurkic, the Bosnian Beast, and a Phoenix Suns first-round pick. Meanwhile, the Suns get Cody Martin. Both Martins traded. It's a family affair. Vasily Micic and a second-round pick. Now, Phoenix attaching a pick basically to get off the Yusuf Nurkic business is nasty, nasty business. There's been a ton of reporting around Phoenix. Currently, I saw Ramona Shelburne had a report saying the vibes were toxic in Phoenix at the shoot-around the other day, yesterday against the Oklahoma City Thunder. Right, Kevin Durant, all of a sudden, all this heat. There was a bunch of heat. Is KD on the move? What's going on with Phoenix? When it was clear that Bradley Beal, who held all the cards, was not interested in moving teams, that like, okay, well, maybe we move KD. There seemed to be a deal in place. I don't know if you guys listen to the Hoop Collective. Brian Windhorst had Bobby Marks on this week, and in the most recent Hoop Collective, he mentioned that they had to hang the pod up, press pause on the pod, to then go talk to some powers that be at ESPN, because it seemed like that KD deal was going to happen. And then we heard Sham's report last night. KD not interested in returning back to the Bay Area. And so now you have teams, right? Phoenix has been so clearly trying to trade Bradley Beal, and Bradley Beal was like, Ish, don't think so. I'm one of 2 players in the league with a no trade deal. And then throw KD's name out there. Now what do? How do we fix this broken home? And now there's still, 50 minutes left, 53 minutes to be exact, before this trade deadline hits. And Shams was saying in his report that there's been teams making very aggressive calls to the Phoenix Suns on trying to see if they get Kevin Durant. Now, I don't think this is really going down. I don't think so. I feel like the time has passed, but I don't know. They got off Nurk. We'll have to wait and see. And now Nurk wanted to play some basketball, and guess what? He is going to be able to play some basketball, because in the heat of the night, that's not what I wanted to say. Late at night, after little old Mikey had already gone to bed, he had already gone to sleep, they traded my son. Mark Williams is going to the Los Angeles Lakers, okay? Mark Williams, who we've been talking about forever. Also, real quick, before we get into that, Regulator said, and both Martins are hurt, sad. Yeah, shout out to Philadelphia 76ers. Staying on brand, right? Not reporting injuries properly. They took Caleb Martin's fine. Caleb Martin's about to come back. Dallas, do you want Caleb Martin for Quentin Grimes? Why don't we do this? Dallas receives Caleb Martin. They're like, oh, he can't play right now. And so now, instead of just Caleb Martin, Philly had to give them an extra pick. They had to give him a second-round pick because Caleb Martin wasn't ready to go. But anyways, back to our son, Mark. Dude, shout out to Hershey. back to our son Mark over here, who is now a Los Angeles Laker. I did not know this was on the deal. I didn't know he was even on the trade block here. So the Lakers get Mark Williams, the Hornets get Dalton Connect, Cam Reddish, a first round pick, which I believe is 2031, and a 2030 pick swap. So the pick swap, whoever has the worst pick, will go to the Charlotte Hornets. Now, I'm of two minds of this, right? You guys know I'm a Mark Williams truther. All right. I love Mark Williams. I think Mark Williams is an excellent fantasy basketball player. All right. When he plays over 20 minutes a game, he basically averages 20 and 12. That's what he does out there. Okay. Now, I don't know. I don't know if I would fire out my last remaining asset to go acquire Mark Williams. Now, offensively, Big Mark makes a ton of sense with our guy Luka Magic, right? Luka goes and gets their big. Clearly, that's somebody that they needed. Jackson Hayes, no disrespect, but a little disrespect is not enough there. Mark Williams, on the other hand, just dunks it down. And so it makes a ton of sense with Luka offensively. Defensively, they're basically saying, "Hey, Mark, we need you to get a little bit better defensively in the long term, because the Lakers have no more assets, right? We're out of assets, no more to make any moves. So this Luka Mark Williams 2-man game has to be the way of the future. I will say, like, getting a 20-30 round first round pick sounds nice. It does. You're like, oh, it's unprotected. All right. No condoms on this one. We can do whatever we want with an unprotected pick. I will say, if Luka does extend with the Lakers, congrats on pick 24, right? Because we know one thing about Luka is that he is going to get you at least like 40, 45 wins. Regulator 2 was saying, yeah, Mark Williams has not gotten all of his athleticism back. I mean, that's the other concern with Big Mark, who we love. You know, one of the reasons it's been so tilting from a fantasy side of things is because Mark gets hurt a lot, right? He missed a big chunk of time. Now, if he could stay on the court and he could stay healthy, I think it does make a ton of sense. They needed a big. I was surprised they went after him, because Rob Pelinka, Mr. Rob Lowe, went out there and was like, "Oh, dude, we're not making any moves. We're not making any moves." Okay. And then apparently he called Matty Harrison's family, the Detroit Pistons, trying to get Jalen Duren, and no Jalen Duren, but Mark Williams on the other hand. Now, the Hornets also get Dalton Connect. Here's a fun little tidbit for you freaks. Dalton Connect, older than Mark Williams, okay? Older than Mark Williams. So I think that's pretty interesting. What's up, Jump Shooty? Thank you for the birthday wishes. Yeah, Team Hold's birthday. So anyways, I don't know. I love this. I think it's fun. I think, again, from the fantasy perspective, Mark Williams, who I know everybody was sharing the clip around how Mark Williams wasn't playing defense. Well, guess what, Mark? No more do you have Vasily Micic trying to get you the ball in the block. No more do you have domestic abuser Miles Bridges running the offense, you know? So maybe a change of pace from a team that's on pace to win 14 games, right? Something like that. I don't know. I maybe a change of scenery. Go drink that green juice with Luka. Mark Williams, apparently a ton of good vibes. So I'm optimistic, because I'm an optimistic man when it comes to my guy Mark Williams. And now our friend Luka, who we don't have a drop of Laker shit in it, but our friend Luka can now throw lobs to Mark Williams. Luka Magic. So anyways, there we go. That I was really surprised by that one. I did not know Mark Williams was going to be on the move. So the Hornets have basically gotten rid of Cody Martin, Vasily Micic, Mark Williams. Anybody else? I think that was it. And then they got Yusuf Nurkic back in Dalton Connect. It's going to be tough. LaMelo Ball, they announced yesterday, no timetable for his return yet. It's going to be tough. I can't imagine. Listen, if you live in the Carolinas, cheap tickets. Yeah. And also, this is tough. Also Big Dick Nick Rich. He went to Phoenix. This is really tough for me. Jeb saying, pretty crazy that Mike's favorite player went to his least favorite team. Yeah, it feels personal at this point. But I can't complain after watching all of those Dallas fans bring literal coffins to the arena. So I can't do it. Let's keep going. Let's get to Brandon Ingram before we get to Jimmy Bucks. Brandon Ingram Listen, I don't understand what Toronto's doing, all right? I don't. I'm sorry. If you are We the North, I don't get it. I don't understand it. We got let's share the screen again so we can see it over on our friends at Underdog here. They tweeted this out here. So Raptors get Brandon Ingram. Pelicans get Bruce Brown, which you knew Bruce Brown was on the move. Kelly Olynyk, a first-round pick and a second-round pick. Why does Toronto continue to trade their first-round picks? Right? They did it for Brandon Ingram. What was last year Jakob Poeltl? And then I think I'm forgetting. I think there's another one. I think there was another first-round pick they threw out there. And now on paper, that's like a lot of talent for the We the North bros, right? That's a lot of Toronto talent. You've got R.J. Barrett, you got Brandon Ingram, you got Scotty Barnes, and then Emmanuel Quickly if he's ever allowed to play basketball again. I don't understand the fit too much. I mean, I guess you have another end game shooter, right? Somebody that can create their own, not shooter, but it's somebody that can create their own shot there. Brandon Ingram can go out and do it. Right, but it's still one of their first round picks. Yeah, so from Siakam. So for Siakam they trade. What did they get back for Siakam? Basically, Brandon Ingram and a second round pick. Is that what they got back? Or I forget what the official trade would have been if you combine all of those. I just like don't. I mean, anyways, back to my point. Brandon Ingram can create his own shot. That's cool. End of game, probably nice, right, to have that there. But who's going to hit a freaking three on this team? Scotty, RJ, Grady Dick's going to have to turn into Larry Bird because I don't know what shooting they have. They also traded away Davion Mitchell in a later trade today. And Davion Mitchell, I kind of liked it. I did see this tweet. We got a super team to make the play-in. Yeah, and Winston Brooks with a great comment. End of game situations down 15 is hilarious. That's great. I don't know, man. I just don't know what they're doing. I mean, it's not Brandon Ingram's not close to coming back yet, I don't think. So I wouldn't be worried about them. Oh no, we're gonna win too many games. I wouldn't worry about that. But I just don't. I don't get it, man. I feel like you'd be wanting more picks if you're Toronto than less picks, but I guess congrats. We see our guy Lincoln here. Yeah, we're gonna give away some stuff here in a little bit. You know what? I'm gonna be confident enough. We're gonna give away a pair of NBA tickets. That's what we're gonna do today. I'm just gonna call my shot. We'll give away a pair of NBA tickets to a game in your area, unless you're an international bro. I'll find something else for you. But if you're in a place where basketball happens, we'll get you a pair of NBA tickets. So that's what we're going to do. So, yeah, like this stream, subscribe to the channel, put hashtag deadline. If you're watching on Twitter, thanks for doing that. Come on over to the NBA Bit or Elite Fantasy Hoops. We're streaming on both. So go check that out. Anyway, so that was Brandon Ingram. And then last night, we also had Jimmy Butler right before the Golden State Warriors tipped off. We had Jimmy Butler go all the way over to Golden State with Andrew Wiggins on the move here. So let me pull up this updated trade summary. I believe they're still figuring out some of the stuff here because Kyle Slow-Mo Anderson is basically Tom Hanks in Terminal, right? Where he's just stuck in the airport. Like, I don't even know where Kyle Anderson is, right? He's just like waiting by the jet. Kokoschka? Is that no? What was it? I can't remember. You guys remember the Terminal, or is that too old of a reference? Anyways, back to the Jimmy Butler trade. So here we go. Our guys stand in the chat. Miami Heat get Andrew Wiggins, PJ Tucker, and a first-round pick. Warriors get Jimmy Butler. Lindy Waters, the third, goes to Detroit. So does Jay Rich. So does the second-round pick. The Utah Jazz, the Jazz get Dennis Schroeder, who is immediately waived. And then I don't know where Kyle Anderson is going. And then and then also PJ Tucker. PJ Tucker deep in his bag last night, right? He was feeling himself a little bit, and he puts on Instagram. He saw he was going to Miami. He saw that Kevin Love was fire on Instagram, and PJ Tucker was like, hold my gram, watch this. And he puts out The Undertaker, like Awakened from the Dead. Only to be moved again. I believe he's where is he now? Is he in Toronto now, I think, too? And I'm sure Toronto's going to move him. You just became a Dolphins season ticket holder, Stan? All right. Regulators saying Heat won the trade. Yeah, I think this is kind of good for everybody, if I'm being honest. I don't think the Golden State Warriors have a real ceiling this year. If we're being honest, I don't really see it. I think adding Jimmy Butler over Andrew Wiggins, yeah. I think when you get to the playoffs, like Jimmy Butler can be a little bit more assertive. We haven't really seen Andrew Wiggins turn into what he was in that finals run. You want to like beef up Steph a little bit. Sure. I get it. But I still like this is a team that blew a lead to the Utah Jazz last night. You know what I mean? What were they up? Like 13 with like 4 minutes left and somehow lost this game. I just don't see it. I don't see it. I guess because like it is Steph Curry and you want to make sure you're giving Steph his best opportunity to win some basketball games while he's in the twilight of his prime, some would say. Sure. Sure. I don't know. I don't really know. And then Miami, like, listen, dude, Miami's out here playing hardball this whole time. And they get Andrew Wiggins back. I mean, I feel like that's a decent piece if you're still trying to win while also getting a pick, right? While also getting PJ Tucker, baby. But like I think he slides into the starting lineup, right? You get what's your starting five now? Tyler, I need a hero. We've got Bam Adebayo at the 4, Khalil Ware at the 5, Wiggins at the 3. I literally don't know who is at the 2. Duncan Robinson. I think that's fine, right? Yeah, right. Regulator said if Jimmy Butler thought the Heat practices were tough, wait until he gets punched in the Warriors locker room. Yeah, hashtag new media. Let's fire up the pod, baby. Let's fire up the podcast. Yeah, Weisberg was saying 2 years, 120 million. That was the extension for Jimmy Butler. I mean, listen, man, go for it. Go for it, Golden State. I mean, this is just what happens, you know. Dynasties come to an end, and I think this is a last-ditch effort. And I guess if you're like, I don't know if we have any Golden State fans listening right now or watching right now, maybe you're like, hell yeah, man, at least we did something, right? Because what's his name? Dunleavy and Lakeup were being low-key Danny Ainge from like the early 2000s, where they were almost in on every single trade, right? And we saw the reports that Golden State was calling literally every team with an all-star being like, hey, would you do this? Would you do this? And so I guess for them to finally get somebody, and again, man, if Jimmy turns into playoff Jimmy, oh, we got a trade alert, says Will You Dad. Let's see what we got. Let's go get Shams up here. I'm not even going to check it yet. All right, what do we got? Oh, the Los Angeles Clippers are trading Terrence Mann and Bones Highland to the Atlanta Hawks for Bogdan Bogdanović and 3 second-round picks. Honestly, I love this for Bogey. I think Bogey is good, man. Bogey is sick. I think he is a tough, like, playoff proven guy. Like, he can hit big shots for you. And now, you know, like, it gives Norman Powell doesn't have to be the only bucket getter. Oh yeah, we got a Terrence Mann drop. That's right. Let's see those man hands.
Let me see your man hands, money.
Oh yeah, Terrence Mann too. Like Atlanta's cooked though. Atlanta's cooked. Bogey and DeAndre Hunter leave the Atlanta Hawks. If you are Wembanyama right now, baby. If you are Victor Wembanyama, De'Aaron Fox, Castle, Vassell. I mean, there's like a non-zero chance. Well, no, it's not going to be the number 1 pick, but they like a top 10 pick potentially incoming, right? If we go over to the NBA standings here for a second, let me switch the screen that we're sharing. Let's go over to the standings for a second and just look at where Atlanta is right now. Look at where Atlanta is right now in the Eastern Conference. They finally got a win the other night. They are now, there we go, 1-9 in their last 10. All right, they've dropped to 5 games under 500. They are in the 9th seed in the East. Let's look at the full league, though. Where are they from the bottom in the league? All right, so 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10th. All right, 10th. Now, they only have, what is that, a half-game lead? No, a full game lead over the Portland Trailblazers. Who? The Portland Trailblazers, arguably the best team in the NBA right now. They're incredible. They are 9-1 in their last 10, I believe. Winners of 5 in a row. Longest winning streak in the NBA right now. The Chicago Bulls, who, again, as of right now, still have not traded Vucci Mane, right? Still have not traded Vucci Mane. So, like, let's say the Blazers catch them. I don't think the Bulls catch them, but the Blazers for sure. The Sixers are for sure catching them. All right, they're only 2.5 games back. Philly's actually trying to win games. Toronto adding no, Toronto's not going to catch them. So maybe they only drop 2 more spots. But that's like legit a top 10 pick. That's a top 10 pick going to the San Antonio Spurs, who already have all these assets ready to go. Man, It's going to be crazy. Trae Young come to Toronto. All right, we talked too much about Atlanta there for a second. Let's go up to let's back to who are the other team in this trade? The Clippers. So the Clippers get Bogey. So let's think about the Clippers rotation right now. So what's their starting five? They've got Norman Powell at the 2, James Harden at the 1, right? Big Z at the 4. At the 5, you hope Kawhi is out there starting, and then Derrick Jones Jr., right? That's your 5. Now your bench, who do you got coming off your bench? You still like your coffee with milk? We got Amir Coffee over there. Who are their other? Nicholas Batum, and then Bogdan Bogdanovic. That's like your 8-man rotation, right? Am I forgetting anybody over there? I feel like that's pretty solid. That's pretty solid. You look at the teams that got better or worse here in the Western Conference so far heading into the trade deadline. I think the Clippers the Lakers, I think, got better. I think people will disagree with that. I think the Lakers did get better. I don't know if they're going to be able to play enough defense to actually do anything, but I still think they have the same, if not a higher ceiling with the Lakers. The Clippers, I think, got a little bit better here with Bogey. I mean, Bones Highland only played when they were up or down 20. And Terrence Mann's nice, but Bogey is definitely an upgrade for what they needed. They lose a little bit on the defensive end, gain a lot on the offensive end. If Bogey can stay healthy, by the way. Bogdan's been hurt a lot this season. Excuse me. And then you get the Warriors right now, which, again, I can't stress enough, some of these teams on the outside looking at it. So the Mavericks are 1 game over 500. They've lost 3 in a row. Anthony Davis is not playing tonight. No AD tonight. No PJ Washington as they take on the Boston Celtics. Supposedly, AD is going to be ready to go this weekend. Same thing with Luka, BT Dubs. You get the Kings. The Kings light the Lithuanian beam. We haven't even gotten there yet. The Kings bring on, my name is Jonas Valanciunas to play the backup 5. So next to Sabone, teammates from Lithuania teaming up in Sacramento. They get Zach LaVine as well. They got smoked last night by the Orlando Magic. Oh, no. They play the Magic tonight. Who did they lose to last night? Who did they lose to last night? Was it the Magic? Do you believe in magic? It was the Magic, 1:30. Oh, Magic played Denver tonight. Sorry. So they lost last night. They're now in the 9th seed. They're at 500. The Suns, who we mentioned, just got rid of Yusuf Nurkic. Did not really get anything back for that. I wonder if they make another move here before the deadline. And then you have the Warriors, who acquired Jimmy Butler, who we were just talking about. So they lose Andrew Wiggins in that and Kyle Anderson, right? So their starting 5 is Draymond, Jimmy, Steph, who else? Pajemski, and then somebody else, right? Looney, TJD, Trace Jackson Davis. So they are relying a lot on Pajemski and Buddy Hield to consistently knock down threes, because at one time, their starting 5, they're going to only have 2 shooters, right? Because Draymond, we know Draymond's not taking a 3. I mean, Jimmy, I wouldn't call a shooter. And then whoever their 5 is. So they're going to need some pod god. They're going to need some Pajemski. They're going to need Buddy Hield to turn into what he was at the beginning of the year. We don't think KD's getting dealt. We'll see, though. We'll see. We also thought KD was getting dealt, and then he didn't. Let's see if we got anything else cooking over here from Shams Charania. No, that's the most recent thing, was 6 minutes ago. It was Terrence Mann going. Bones Highland and Trae Young. Woo, baby. You want to talk about some lightning with no thunder. Wow. So what are we waiting on here? The Chicago Bulls, rumored to, because Golden State, by the way, could still swing and get Vucevic. And I will tell you, if they get Nikola Vucevic and add him, if you are now running out Vooch, Draymond, Jimmy, I kind of like that a little bit more. Yeah, Weisberg, I mentioned that. Philly had to throw in a second-round pick with that. LeVert's going to cook. Yeah, man, if Atlanta rolls out Trae, Bones, no, Dyson Daniels is going to be just looking around like, come on. Am I the only one defending? But anyways, if Golden State does add somebody like Nikola Vucevic, I do think that changes their ceiling a little bit, because it provides some shooting that they so desperately need. And listen, as much as we're dunking on some of these teams making these moves, right? Because the Mavericks are in the 8th seed with a half-game lead over both the Kings, Suns, and Warriors, right? And then the Spurs, after winning last night, are 2 games back behind the Warriors who lost that game, right? So if Golden State goes 8-2 in their next 10, they could jump all the way up to like the 6th seed, right? There's only 3 games separating 11 to 6. So like obviously all it takes is someone to make a move here, or to like go on a run. So here we go. Let's so it's 2:30. Did I miss any of the other trades? Right, we talked about Jimmy Butler, we talked about Brandon Ingram, we talked about Mark Williams, we talked about Davion Mitchell. Again, Toronto letting go of Davion Mitchell too. Davion Mitchell, like I know they desperately miss IQ, but man, Davion is a dog defensively. Like him landing on some team that's trying, I think could be fun. The Celtics moved Jaden Springer to Houston for a 2nd-round pick, I believe, right? And that was just to get for tax purposes. So yeah, Vooch, I think, would be the only big piece. Memphis is trying to move Marcus Smart, it sounds like. So he could be getting moved here. But I would think for most of the contenders, I haven't really seen real Drew Holiday rumors, though, Boston base. I've seen other fan bases put Drew Holiday into trade rumors. I haven't seen anyone else doing that. You know, it's kind of like how Lakers fans are like, Miles Turner, they might make a move for Miles Turner. I don't know if I've actually seen any moves here. I don't think the Thunder's move, the Thunder and Knicks both made moves, and it was just their injured guys getting healthy. OKC, 40-9 on the season, right? They they didn't spank. They beat the Suns last night. SGA had a monster game. OKC is 40-9, and Chet and Hartenstein have yet to play a single minute together, all right? Chet Holmgren is back. He's back, announced earlier today, which is huge. Way your dad in the chat saying, waiting to see what the Hawks get for Capella. It's coming. Yeah, I do think I do think it, like, Capella should get moved. He should have gotten moved a couple of years ago. Wait, what are you doing? According to Bleacher Report, Kemba, what Boston base? This isn't helpful. This isn't helpful. Do you think John H. was going back to Mark Williams' move does much for the Hornets? I mean, the Hornets basically said Mark Williams has a lot of value right now, and we don't know if Mark Williams makes a ton of sense in our long-term future. So they moved and got the most back they could for him. So I think it's fine. I think it was a pretty good deal for both teams, honestly. I'm a Mark Williams believer. I thought that was a little pricey. It's not that it's pricey. If the Lakers made that move for Mark Williams, like, I think the value is right on that trade. But if the Lakers made that move and had other moves to make, you know what I'm saying? Like, they don't have any other picks. They don't have a pick until 2033 that they control. I believe that's right. So that's what's hard about it, is it's not that they gave up too much for Mark Williams. It's that it has to be Mark Williams that works because they don't have any other moves there. Wow. Hornets want an Al Horford type center. Well, you got Yusuf Nurkic. Congrats, baby. Yusuf Nurkic it is. What's Weisberg saying? A lot of stuff in the chat. What do we got here? Hawks recent first-round picks. Yeah, DeAndre Hunter, traded to the Cavs. Onyeka. Onyeka's been great this year, though. Jalen Johnson's been good, too. And A.J. Griffin retired. Yeah, that is tough. And then Kobe Buffkin. Buffkin got hurt this year, too, right? And then Zachary Reese-Shea. Yeah, I wouldn't dunk on Reese-Shea, though. I thought he's looked nice. He's looked nice. Like, I actually don't think that, like, Onyeka Okongwu's been nice. Jalen Johnson's a great pick. Reese-Shea's been playing good. It was just the wrong year to get that high up in the lottery, The wrong year to get that high up. Nurkic season for SORARE NBA. Yeah, maybe. Although, I don't know. Nurkic doesn't seem to be super fun around. Germ says, with Luka running an offense, would you rather have Mark Williams or Gafford Lively? From like a fantasy perspective or basketball perspective? I think Mark Williams has a little bit more upside on the Gafford. For sure is just, I'm going to catch some dunks. I'm going to catch some lobs. I'm going to throw it down. Gafford is a better rim protector than Mark Williams is right now. Mark Williams leaves a lot to desire defensively, but offensively, I think it's a better player. He can do a little bit more around the rim, a little bit more touch. I think, you put fucking any anybody that's 7 feet tall next to Luka and LeBron, right? They're just going to like pick and roll all day. All day. Anybody to grab with all these trades? I mean, I do think Yusuf Nurkic is a little bit intriguing. I think Nick Smith Jr. is for the Charlotte Hornets. Nick Smith Jr. for the Charlotte Hornets is going to make a ton, right? Because no Vasily Micic, LaMelo Ball with no timetable to return. KJ Simpson's another guy that's going to have to run out a ton of minutes. For Atlanta, I think they are going to start playing Risa Shea like just so much, right? No DeAndre Hunter, no Jalen Johnson. I think for the team, like from the fantasy perspective, when the teams that are trying to win basketball games that make moves, I don't think it's usually good value, like for fantasy, because usually they're adding to a team that's already pretty good. Outside of Mark Williams, who Mark Williams is going to come in, he's immediately going to play more minutes than he was playing in Charlotte, as long as he stays healthy. But the teams that are on the other end of the trade, I think that's good. Is this the biggest deadline trades of all time? Yeah, I mean, I can't remember. I mean, yeah, I can't remember anything like this. I feel like we've done shows like this before that have been super boring. So there, yeah. Ooh, late Q tag Jamal Murray. Interesting. Christian Brown all day today. Browntown. Downtown Christian Brown, baby. All right. Anything else here? We got like 30 minutes left before the deadline. I know sometimes as long as they file by 3, it might not get reported to 3:15, but I think that's all we've got right now, which is fun. No, I don't think there's a Jamal trade. I just think he's probably not going to play tonight against Orlando. I was trying to figure it out because the spread opened at 9.5. I assumed it was no Aaron Gordon, dropped down to 7.5. So then I was thinking there. Yeah, Mark was getting 30 plus in the last 10. Yeah. But then he was also getting sitting a bunch like a bunch of random games for injury stuff, right? For what were they calling it? Injury management or whatever. I just think it's going to be a little bit whoa. I know who this guy is. In the chat. And Regulator changed his tune on Mark Williams so fast, man. I remember when you used to love Mark Williams, and now you're out. You're a Yusuf Nurkic fan. Mike, what's up, buddy? Sixers did grab some people. They got, who did they get? Quentin Grimes, right? They got Quentin Grimes for Caleb Martin the other day, which was a cost-cutting thing that Dallas was doing because, man, Quentin Grimes, like, legit was having a better year than Caleb Martin. I'm a Quentin Grimes dude. And then who did they get today? They got Jared Butler from the Washington Wizards. They got Butler. They got rid of Reggie Jackson, Mr. Accessories, going to Washington. Is on his way somewhere else. The Lucas is good. I like that Regulator. Good stuff. Yeah, I'm trying to. I can't. Back to the question of if we've seen a trade deadline like this before. I don't think so. It's also fascinating, too. I think everybody kind of assumed heading into this trade deadline that it was going to be harder to make moves, right? Because of the second apron and the collective bargaining agreement. And I think what we've learned is that teams, they just have to be 3-team deals, right? Just a third team needs to get involved to move some shit around. Yeah, I don't know. It's been spicy. It's been a lot of stuff going on. I'm trying to think if there's any other rumors. Like let's talk about Nikola Vucevic here for a little bit longer. So, because like Chicago really has to move off of Vuce, I think. Is there any other team besides Golden State that could be targeting Vuce Main here? Another team that could use a big like that? I can't really figure out who that would be. I mean, I thought the Kings would have been a little bit intriguing, but then they went and got Jonas Valanciunas. The Suns. Did the Suns go get Vooch? They couldn't do it. I really think it's just kind of Golden State, right? There was also reporting from New Orleans because I thought for sure CJ McCollum was going to get moved this deadline. Doesn't sound like that's happening. It sounds like CJ and Zion are both going to be on the Pelicans, at least for the rest of this NBA season. Who knows moving forward? But yeah, I can't really think of anybody else Thank you, Boston Base. Yeah, I was trying to think if there's anybody else besides Golden State that could be eyeing Nikola Vucevic. And I wonder if Chicago is just holding out hope because they know that Golden State desperately needs that upgrade, that they're just going to be like, well, the price of Vooch is going up. Inflation. Thanks, Obama, right? Yeah, they're just blaming him. Any summary? Just tuned in? Any summary now? The deadline is over. No, we still got another 30 minutes. Most of the spicy stuff happened last night. I do think Bogey going to the Clippers is pretty interesting. I like that, man. I like sneaky like the Clippers this year, I think. I just think they're going to be a tough out. Denver was in the rumor mill as well. Denver was in the rumor mill as well for potentially trying to do a little upgrade. I don't know if they're going to do it. Common Man said was also surprised the Blazers haven't sold off Simons, Grant, or Time Lord. Yeah, me too, man. Portland is fascinating, right? You can see him down there ahead of the Utah Jazz behind the Spurs, right? They're also a game and a half behind the Spurs. They're a game and a half behind the Spurs, which is nuts. 9-1 in their last 10. They've won 5 in a row, right? They just beat 2 against they took 2 from the Suns a couple nights ago. They're playing defense now. Their bench looks good. Oh, shit. Zeller to the Rockets. Yeah, the Rockets were flirting with Time Lord. That was for sure happening. Wait, hold on. Which Zeller? Get Tyler Zeller out of retirement. The Atlanta Hawks are trading Cody Zeller and Houston's 2028 second-round pick to the Rockets. For nothing? Just for nothing. They're just like, here, just take it, dude. Just take it. Yeah, Hunter to the Cavs. I mean, I do too, man. I agree with you. I think that is just like an incredible move for Cleveland. Just another wing defender. That's what we had opened with. I thought that was pretty spicy. But yeah, I wondered. So there was reports that Portland was asking for, I think like an unprotected or lightly protected first-round pick for Time Lord. And that's a pretty steep asking price for somebody who can't stay healthy, you know? So I think that kind of slowed things down. I did think Houston was the one that they were going to go after, like Time Lord. I thought that would be the most likely deal. I didn't think DeAndre Ayton was going to get moved just because of how expensive he is. I think we were wish casting Anthony Simons getting moved because we would have liked to have seen Simons to a team that's like the Orlando Magic, somebody that just clearly needed a guard, right? Anthony Simons is only 25, right? So maybe Portland is liking what they're seeing the last couple of weeks, and they're like, hey, listen, maybe we can do this, right? We have Simons and Scoot, like 2 legit guards. You know, Scoot's really been coming along lately. I mean, maybe he's not at the level of what they had hoped he would be, but he's been playing really good basketball. Denny Avdia has been having like a career year. He's been great for them. And they're like, yeah, we probably don't need 3 bigs long-term. We don't need Ayton, Time Lord, and Klingon. But for now, you know, while they bring Klingon along, you don't want to be playing Time Lord 30-plus minutes a game anyway. So they're like, okay. And then maybe Ayton plays well enough down the stretch that you can move him. Because I think what we've seen from the last couple of games, where he put up like 25 and 20 against the Suns the other night. Yeah, I don't know. T. Charles says Denver needs to get a Bruce Brown type back. Yeah, they could use somebody like that for sure. I mean, I think they'd also love anyone else to play center. I think upgrading the Zeke Naji minutes would be huge for them. But yeah, I agree. Somebody like Bruce Brown. Although Russ has been kind of doing the Bruce Brown shit. Russ and Christian Brown have been nice. They also got smoked by the Peyton Watson injury, who's going to be missing 4 weeks. That's pretty tough for them. But again, Denver's been like one of the better. If you take out the first like 3 weeks of the NBA season, where Denver was like barely 500, they've been playing really good. They're like, you can see, they're 7-3 in their last 10. They're only now a half game back behind Houston, who is just, you know what Houston could use? Somebody that could help them out in the fourth quarter. They become very tight in the fourth quarter, blowing games they should absolutely be winning. All right, the German Dennis Schroeder being rerouted to Detroit. Is that facts over there, Matty Harrison? There you go. You know what? That might not be big enough for a drop on other shows, but if you're telling me Dennis Schroeder to Detroit.
Detroit basketball!
There we go, baby. There we go. Detroit, brutal loss last night. Zeke Naji gets 0 minutes in the playoffs. AG will play. Yeah, I know, but you still need one more. You need one more guy like that, though. Yeah, I was seeing the Chris Boucher rumors. Like, I think that would make sense. Like, Chris Boucher to Denver, I think would be a nice piece for Denver. You know, somebody that can still knock down the 3 ball, but like, you know, protect the rim a little bit. I like that. I like that type of move for him. Nurkic gets to guard Wemby tomorrow. Good Lord. Yeah, I guess we didn't really talk about Kuzma. That's one we haven't done. Kuzma to the Bucks. Sure, man, sure. I don't know. Oh wow, look at Patrick Coyne. Thank you, sir. Thank you, man. Yeah, thank you for the birthday love. 4 years of team hold, the NBA bit, top shot takes, whatever you want to call it. It's been sick. It's been sick. Taylor, if you're gonna come into the chat and start saying DeAndre Jordan's been fine, dude, I don't know what to tell you, man. I don't know what to tell you. Okay, this is the first time. This is how old DeAndre Jordan is. This is the first time since I've started streaming, which I think is 4 years. First time that anyone's been like, you know what, DeAndre Jordan's actually playing pretty good. Put the pipe down, Taylor. But wait, what was the one I just said we missed? Yeah, Chris Middleton to the Bucks. I don't see it. I don't see that being an upgrade unless Milwaukee was just so concerned about Chris's ankles, which is fine. But to me, that just reeked of desperation. That we don't know. We don't know what to do. So I guess Kuzma. And then yeah, Zach. I think I talked about this the other day, but yeah, Zach LaVine going to Sacramento in that Fox deal. I mean, if you have the chance to reunite the Chicago Bulls, you got to do it, right? You got to do it. And they were like, instead of reuniting Jordan and Pippen, what if we reunite DDR and Kuz? Sure. I think it's a better deal for Fox, obviously, in the Spurs. I thought they won that pretty handily, but I don't know. Who knows? We'll have to wait and see. But yeah, let's do. You want to do just some like overarching winners and losers in the chat? Who are your favorite dubs here for the trade deadline? Thank you, Boston Base. Hell yeah, never forget that you definitely were here from day one. I still can't get on board with the Luka trade. I can't do it. I've had people that I trust and that I like try to sell it to me. I just will never. I will never get there. I will never get there. Calf strains and all. I can't do it. I can't even figure it out. I get concerned about someone's well-being when they argue the other side. When they tell me they get it, I'm like, what do you mean? What do you mean? And I don't even if you're like, I don't think the Lakers are going to win. My co-host Weisberg, who I love. But a lot of people have been saying like they think it's fine, man. I just don't get it, man. I don't get it. Spurs, yeah, I think Spurs, easy W there. De'Aaron Fox looks great next to Wemby. I think that's solid. I love that. I think the Cavs getting DeAndre Hunter, like huge W right there. Yeah, this is what I'm saying. You need to find a new dad, Jeb. You need to find a new dad. John in the chat was saying, yeah, Spurs, you like that one. 1, Luka to the Lakers. 2, AD to the Mavs. 3, Williams to the Lakers. Yeah, Mark. Yeah, people like it. People like it. There's no getting the Luka trade. Yeah, I just don't think so, man. I'm like, again, there's just so much pressure on the Mavericks to win now. Just like, and again, we have the standings up right now. So if you're a podcast listener, you can't see it. But Dallas right now is in the 8 seed, right? And so they're losers of 3 in a row. Now they've been so shorthanded. They'll be shorthanded again tonight against Boston. Let's look at their upcoming schedule for Dallas, right? So they are 1 game over 500. They play the Celtics on the road tonight. Now, granted, Boston loves to not, like, they play down to their opponents sometimes, and Dallas can still defend. They got Gafford, but no PJ tonight, no Anthony Davis. At the Celtics, home against the Rockets, Kings, Warriors, Heat, Pelicans, Golden State again, Lakers, and then they get some Charlotte, like a Bucks a couple times. Like, this is none of these games are easy W's for them. And again, they have to make up so much ground if they're really going to take a shot, because, and I mean, I guess you can always make the case, like whether you're the 8 seed or the 3 seed, at some point you're going to have to play the best teams in the West. And Bill Simmons, I'm sure, is putting on some tinfoil hat. He's done it before. Well, if I'm playing the 1 seed, I want to play them early rather than late. Don't let them get into a rhythm. Okay, fine. But even if Dallas goes on a little run here, I mean, I guess maybe they could go into the 6 seed, but they're going to need somebody like the Clippers and the Lakers to really slip and fall here. And now the Kings, I'm sure, are going to fall down, but that doesn't help them that much. So even when they get to the playoffs, they need to pray that they're not getting OKC in the first round. They have to, right? And you'll be like, well, OKC, that's where they're susceptible to the bigs. They're susceptible to the bigs. I don't know. If they win if they win a championship this year, was it a good trade? Yeah, that's what I'm saying. They have to win a title in the next 18 months or it doesn't work. It doesn't work. It's putting a lot of pressure on Kyrie to do everything. And yet, Justin, I'm glad you're here, buddy. I want you to know, before you even got here, I already played the Detroit drop for the Dennis Schroeder pickup, baby. It is what you need, though. It is what you need. So I don't know. I mean, with that lineup, are you taking? All right. Well, I'm not going to listen to the chat tell me OKC that Dallas owns. I know they own OKC right now. I'm taking them in the playoffs. I'm sorry. I'm taking OKC. Would you rather play? Would you take them over Memphis? Would you take this Dallas roster over Memphis? Caleb Martin with no timetable to return. Kyrie, the only ball handler. It's a lot of Jaden Hardy and Spencer Dinwiddie. Are you taking this current Dallas team over the Memphis Grizzlies in a 7-game series? John says, do they need to win in the next 18 months because of the AD contract? I'm saying that. But they said the next 3 to 4 years. What I'm saying is that if they don't win in the next, they went to the finals last year. So if they don't go back to the finals in the next 2 years, it's an L. It's an L. Stubbs, I think they'll have him come off the bench. I think they'll have DeAndre Hunter come off the bench. All right, so T. Charles says Dallas beats OKC, Memphis Rockets. All right, I would say I'm taking OKC over them. I'm taking Memphis over them. I'm taking Denver over them. Of the team, Houston, you could talk me into. Houston does make me a little nervous. Houston makes me a little bit nervous. Nobody's scoring on the Mavs in the paint. They got it locked like a prison. Okay. All right. We'll see. We'll see. What would you like to see? I would like to see Vucevic get moved. I want to see Nikola Vucevic get moved. I think that would be fun. Yeah, and that's also it's hard to give them, although they did beat him twice without Luka this year. So let's see. Nothing new besides Dennis Schroeder going to Detroit, huh? Dennis in Detroit. Man. They could probably honestly use him. Well, I've never seen a team with 0 receiver. What's the 0 receiver build? What does that even mean? Because they don't have a big? Jaren Jackson Jr. has turned into top 15 player this year. Jaren Jackson Jr. has been awesome. And they have nobody to guard Ja. They have nobody to guard Desmond Bane. Well, who are their on-ball defenders right now? Bob Myers reported KD Knicks as a possible Memphis deal. Interesting. Yeah, you could say Triple J is better than Morant. They're both on the same team, though. But seriously, who are Dallas's on-ball defenders? I know you can't score in the paint. All right, Taylor's saying Chicago beat reporters are saying the Vucci deals have been underwhelming, so they'll likely keep him. Man, poor Chicago. But who? Klay Thompson? Klay's in the starting 5, right? Who's Klay covering? Who's Kyrie covering? I don't know. Oh, did Bob Myers? Yeah, shut up. I'm sure he did it by accident. Bob Myers is about to get back into a basketball situation. I'm telling you that right now. Yeah, I don't know, guys. Maybe I'm just being too much of a hater. I think, call me crazy. I think when you take the 3rd best player in the league and you take him off your team, even if you add the 10th best player, that's 7 players. That's a 7-player difference that they added. I don't know. Jeff said Chicago has 6 guards on their team. Their roster currently, hoping it gets up to 8 before the deadline. I love it. Yeah, let's get them more. Get them more guards. Meaning they run 13. Oh, I see what you said. I got you, T. Charles. I got you. They got too many guys. Yeah, but yeah. I don't know. I disagree. I think they don't have to do that in the playoffs either. Let's see. Let's see what. Nothing else, huh? No Vooch. No Io DeSumo. No Kobe White. No Simons. No Time Lord. Wow. Wow. Interesting. I don't even know who else would be left, if I'm being honest. I don't even know who else we got left here. Let's see. See if I check my sources here. When things, yeah, I just disagree with that take. Do you think the Luka Lakers are better with LeBron or after LeBron retires? No, I think LeBron and Luka, I mean, their biggest problem is going to be defense right now. No, I mean, I think what we'll have to learn is if people like playing with Luka. You know, LA itself is a pretty enticing situation, right? Now they don't have any assets to go trade for another star to run next to Luka, even when LeBron is done. They'll have a little bit more cap space, of course, but they won't have a star. So they won't have assets to go get one. So someone's going to have to choose to go to LA and play with the Lakers. And I mean, I do think that'll still be enticing. And I do think people will want to play with Luka, but they're going to need to get some defense around him. They're going to need to get some more shooting. Like, I think the Lakers upside, like I was listening to somebody say they think they can go to the Western Conference Finals. I don't know if they could go that deep. I like them into the second round. Ooh, KJ Martin on the move again. On the move again to the Utah Jazz. KJ Martin. Okay. Just read the trade trackers so far besides Luka. I think besides Luka, which trade do you think is the weirdest? Oh, weirdest. What's the weirdest trade? I think Atlanta just deciding they're going to lose now is crazy to me. No, but are you watching the Grizzlies play games, or are you just looking at the box score? Because they absolutely know their roles. Santi Aldama is their sixth guy. That Santi comes in and he does a little bit of everything. He can play big. He can knock down threes. He can defend. So I think Santi knows his role. I think Scottie Pippen Jr. or Luke Kennard just knocks down threes. That's his role. Scottie Pippen Jr. can handle the ball off the bench if they need him to. Luke Kennard has also played point when Ja's missed games. But they know their roles. I mean, Ja Morant is their point guard. They'll run pick and roll with Zach Edey. Desmond Bane can do some on-ball handling if they need and knock down threes. Triple J will be their offensive threat from both behind the arc and by attacking with his new left hand. I just disagree. Oh, we got a trade alert. Yeah, Brandon Ingram is a weird one. That is true. All right, let's see. Marcus. Oh, Marcus to the Wizards. Why are we doing my boy Wicked Smart like that? Marcus Smart to the Wizards. Oh, brutal, Marcus. You hate to see that. Well, that's not what we want. And they even gave him a graphic. Grizzlies are trading Marcus Smart in 2025 first-round pick to the Wizards in a multi-team trade that sends 2 second-round picks to Memphis. Wow, okay. That's brutal. The Wizards, man. So, yeah, somebody go get him. It's not like he's going to play basketball there. That's crazy. Doesn't even look like him anymore. Wow, Marcus, tough injury run there. Celtics, I mean, you hate to see it, but sold as high as you possibly can on Marcus. Celtics got more for Marcus Smart than the Lakers did for Luka. Wow. All right, so Marcus Smart to the Wiz. Do they just cut him? Like, what do they do? Oh, we got another one. Let's go back. Thank you. Willie Dad's doing the Lord's work here in the chat. Oh, wait, no, I don't want my mentions. Not my mentions. Where are the trade alerts? Where's Los Angeles Clippers are trading Kevin Porter Jr. to the Bucks? That's hilarious. Hey, listen, dude, abusers keep getting traded. Let's do the drop for We're the Porters, right? Let's do it.
We're the Porters. We share the crowd of up and down performers. Throwing things and buzzer beater corners. And one of us is playing for the Warriors. We're juniors and we're the Porters.
Wow, KPJ, straight from Haynes Briefs right there. KPJ. So the Clippers add Bogdan Bogdanović. So you assume he takes up all of those minutes from KPJ. They still have Chris Dunn over there. Wow, all right. What's Milwaukee doing? What is Milwaukee doing? So Milwaukee picked up Kevin Porter Jr. and Kyle Kuzma. We got to tweet something out about this. Let's see. Bucks. Wait, what is happening here? Oh, Miles Turner's hilarious, baby. This is comedy. This is comedy. Miles Turner, hell yeah. This is a great tweet. A+ tweet. That's great. Shout out Miles Turner. Wait, well, I was just gonna say, Bucks trying for title number 2 by getting legends like Kyle Kuzma and Kevin Porter Jr. There we go. We'll just throw that out there. That's not how you spell Porter. Let's get it out there. Let's get it out there. Wow, wild stuff. Wild stuff there. Wow. You asked about Vucevic seeing him at the Spurs would be crazy. Yeah, there's no way. There we go. It's her. She's just doing comedy over there. Had to replace DeLon. Whoa, Jake LaRavia on the move. Interesting. All right, where's LaRavia? Uh-oh, T. Charles is eating his words right away because now they're trading all of these guys. So the roles are getting condensed, T. Charles. Let's see. What do we got here? What's Shamsy Lamsey doing? Oh, wait, no. All right, where's the Milwaukee's traded both of their recent first round picks. Yeah, I saw what's our guy's name? Kevin O'Connor was tweeting about that, how they lost basically all of their mid first round picks have been bad. Let's see. Do we have anything new here on LaRavia? LaRavia. All right, I'm not seeing any LaRavia news. Did I just get punked? Did I get punked by the chat? Yeah, annual Reggie Jackson trade and release tour continues. I know. Sorry, Reg. Mr. Accessories. Mr. Accessories are out there. Wow. All right. What else? Man, Katie's staying put. A fish. That's official. It's 3:00. So we still have a couple more minutes where some shit can go down, I think. I think that's how it works. Like some stuff can still get filed. But nothing yet. All right. Nothing crazy yet. Let's see. Do I have... Oh, I thought I was getting something I thought I was getting something there live breaking. Where's the LaRavia thing? I want to see this LaRavia news. Let's see. Reposted by Haynes Brief. LaRavia to the Kings. All right. LaRavia to the Kings. Underdog broke the news before Shams. Underdog broke it. What do we got here? Haynes Brief. Jake LaRavia traded to the Kings. For what? For what? Anybody watch Shorzy? For what? Santi might move? No, that's not true. That's not true. Added floor play. Okay, that is pretty cool. There we go. We got some SORARE love. Are you expecting stuff from Dallas still being the worst GM is Dallas an achievement with Jerry Jones? Yeah. Well, listen, I mean, I will allow. I still think the trade is dumb as hell. I think if you were just not in the Luka business, you should have gotten a better value for it long term. But listen, if Dallas goes on a run, Kings are sending a 2028 second rounder plus Colby Jones and Alex Len. Oh, I didn't know Alex Len was still in the Kings. They were like, we can't have 3 white Eastern European bigs on a team. Alex Len, you got to get out of here. James Wiseman. Oh, man. Listen, guys, I'm going to be honest with you. I am still going to root for James Wiseman. I am. I can't help it. I feel bad. I'm just I'm a Wiseman simp. Wow. All right, let's see what else we got here. Guys, I got a basketball game tonight at 9:00. We only have 5 guys. I'm going to die. Oh, man, James Wiseman. I am still going to root for Wiseman now and forever. All right. Is that it? Is that all we got? What a wild trade deadline. I would say the Raptors are losers for sure. Raptors are losers. They got Ingram and Wiseman. Even though I root for Wiseman, I don't know what we're doing there, Toronto. The Kings I think the Kings are neutral. I know, man. I can't believe I can't believe it either. I think I'm out on. Are you in New York, dude? Are you in New York, Windy City Assassin? Yeah, Denver did zilch. No Blazer action is crazy. That's a great point, Robert. I do think that's going to be the most surprising thing. The most surprising thing is that Portland did nothing. I can't believe it. I can't believe they did nothing. Wow. All right, this was a fun trade deadline. I'm not going to lie. We had how many All-Stars traded teams? Has Ingram made an All-Star team? I think so. Ingram was traded. Jimmy Butler, Luka, Anthony Davis. Is that all the All-Stars? That's still a lot. Hottest team in the NBA, Portland. Yeah, man, you can't break up a good thing. You got the Portland Trailblazers cooking right now. You can't mess with that. Can't mess with a good thing like that. I still can't. Milwaukee. Oh yeah, Wiggins. That's right. Wiggins, Fox. Oh, I forgot so many. Levine. So many All-Stars. So many All-Stars. What is Milwaukee doing? Kevin Porter. They looked at Kevin Porter Jr. and they're like, we gotta. You know what that's gonna make spicy? I don't know if they'd meet in the second round. They could honestly mean Celtics Bucks. Celtics Bucks would be a spicy series. Kevin Porter Jr. coming off the bench. What if Jaylen Brown beats his girlfriend's ex? Like, all right, we got to stop. Well, I don't want to make a joke about it. You know what I'm saying? Screw him. Middleton, yeah, Middleton made an all-star team. That's a good call. Yeah, there's some buyout candidates. Yeah, probably Malcolm Brogdon. The entire Washington Wizards team that's over 25. All of them. But Brogdon, Marcus Smart now, Chris Middleton. Magic did nothing. Yeah, Orlando didn't do anything. I kind of understand Orlando not doing anything. You know, their move was KCP. They want to see him in another playoff series, you know. I get it. I get that one a little bit more. All right. Well, maybe we wrap here. Guys, I appreciate... Oh, we got to do the giveaway, too. We got to do the giveaway. Remember, like the stream, subscribe to the channel, put hashtag deadline into the chat here. I appreciate everybody hanging out, you know. This is 4 years. 4 years of the hashtag content. Pretty exciting stuff. We'll be back tomorrow. Tomorrow's Friday. We got a busy day tomorrow, all right? We got a new episode of the NBA Bit at 9 a.m. We have a new episode of Hoop Sense dropping later that day. We're back in the studio tomorrow. Hoop Sense, by the way, going to twice a week now. One in studio, one virtual. Twice a week over at Hoop Sense. So go check out Count the Dings YouTube channel. Download the podcast, do all that stuff. We've got Live Before Lock back tomorrow. Live Before Lock's going to be wild because a lot of these deals will now, because like tonight, some of these teams will be shorthanded, but I imagine at least by Saturday, most of these teams will be ready to go. So with all their new pieces. T. Charles, don't say that about my Celtics. Don't say that about, no one should cripple the Celtics. I love Drew Holiday. Celtics reminded everybody last night. Was that last night or 2 nights ago? It was like, hey, guys, relax. It was 2 nights ago against Cleveland. Who do the Celtics play tonight? They play, Dallas. They play Dallas with no KD. I mean, with no AD, no KD either. Now, that would have been something. If AD and KD teamed up, if that ended up happening, that would have been, I would have had a conversation about that. And I would have been like, all right, maybe we need to revisit this Luka trade. Suns are not moving KD. I think we're it. I think we came to the finish line here. I think we did. Anything else? Yeah, 2 nights ago. Hang out on playback tonight. There we go. All right, let's spin this thing. If you win, shoot me a DM. We'll hook you up with some tickets. Appreciate you guys hanging out. Happy birthday to us, huh? Happy birthday to us. We did it. Happy 4 years. Happy trade deadline. Let's see what's going down to Pax Headroom. Let's go, Pax Headroom. Big dub for our guy, Pax Headroom. Big dub for our guy. Yeah, I was giving away NBA tickets. So Pax Headroom, and shoot me a DM at Mike Zakarian, or you guys can join the Discord if you haven't done that. I'll drop a link to that as well. Best of luck with tonight's action. I got to go take my dog out before it rains. But yeah, enjoy the rest of the day. If anything else weird happens, we'll pop back on live. Otherwise, I got to take a nap. I had a 9 o'clock game. Are you kidding me? 9 o'clock? But thanks for hanging out. Happy 4 years. We're back at it tomorrow, baby.